Hello, fellow murderers. Today is Sunday, April 14th, 2024, and it's a great day to solve a murder. Today we have But What About the Golden Handcuff Key? Been loving these But What About puzzles this week. And we have 3 6x6 grids with suspects, locations, and weapons. We do have a red murder clue today. A golden handcuff key was found beside Inspector Iratino. So we know that the how is going to be a pair of literal golden handcuffs, and we'll use our detective's notebook and our clues and evidence to figure out the who and the where. All right, so let's go ahead and meet our suspects today. We have Chef Aubergine, the Amazing Aurelian, Bishop Azure, Mayor Honey, Grandmaster Rose, and Dr. Crimson. Our weapons today are a bottle of Cabernet toilet wine, a pair of literal golden handcuffs, a diamond-encrusted skeleton key, a lawyer, a shiv made from a Mont Blanc, and a rope of designer clothes. The locations today are the spa, the private suite, the rec room, the guard tower, the Michelin-starred cafeteria, and the tennis court. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our clues and evidence. Grandmaster Rose had a weapon made of silk. I believe that's going to be the rope of designer clothes, and sure enough, it is made of silk. So we can assign that weapon to Grandmaster Rose here. Okay, and if you're newer to the puzzle, the X's here just say that Grandmaster Rose could not have any other weapon and that no other suspect could have had the rope of designer clothes. You can go ahead and cross that out. Dr. Crimson was seen with a shiv made from a Mont Blanc. Okay, so we can give that weapon to Dr. Crimson. And again, we say Dr. Crimson did not have any other weapon and no other suspect had the Mont Blanc. All right, and now we have an anagram clue. A red drop was discovered beside a non-GMO dinner. Okay, so we've got the bottle of Cabernet toilet wine, red wine, and the Michelin-starred cafeteria non-GMO. All right, so these two go together. And I would say if ever you want to get very familiar with this puzzle and start to kind of like know the clues very well, the Sunday puzzles are very consistently in, what is it called, like the luxury high-end international rich people prison. So you can really start to kind of get those patterns in your head around like what goes where, what some of the clues are that like hint towards one thing or another. So just a quick call out there. Sundays are great if you want that like kind of familiarity with the puzzle pretty quickly. All right, Chef Aubergine never set foot in the guard tower. Okay, so for Chef Aubergine, we're gonna go ahead and mark, I believe this is the guard tower. Yes, we'll mark this with an X because they were not there. The Amazing Aurelian was suspicious of the person who brought a diamond-encrusted skeleton key. So all this is telling us is that the Amazing Aurelian did not bring diamond-encrusted skeleton key, because it's essentially separating these into two people. And Amazing Aurelian is the one that did not have this. So we can just say Amazing Aurelian and diamond-encrusted skeleton key. The Amazing Aurelian did not have that weapon because the Amazing Aurelian was suspicious of the person who had it. Okay, the suspect in the private suite was born on October 30th. I think that's still Scorpio season, but let me double check. Yep, October 23rd to November 21st. So we are right smack in the middle of Scorpio season. So now let's flip through our suspects and see who is a possible Scorpio. Got a Libra, an Aries, a Gemini, Mayor Honey is a Scorpio, Grandmaster Rose is a Scorpio, and that takes us back to the beginning. So it's between these two in the private suite. So I'm going to mark these two with question marks because it had to be one of these two. And I will mark the remaining suspects with an X here. Right. This fingerprint was found in the spa. Oops, I always do that. Okay. I'm looking for kind of this side swirl here. That looks like Grandmaster Rose. Yes, Grandmaster Rose. Okay, so that also tells us more about the private suite. It tells us that that must have been Mayor Honey was the Scorpio in the private suite. So we have both of those figured out now. Bishop Azure was seen hanging around by a video game console. So that will be the rec room. You can say a place to play video games. So Bishop Azure in the rec room. Okay, now we only have 3 possible locations for Dr. Crimson, and we know Dr. Crimson was found outdoors, so we can go through these 3 and see which was outdoors. It's not the guard tower, not the Michelin star cafeteria, so it is the tennis courts. So that will also tell us, let's see, that the amazing Aurelian must have been in the guard tower and that Chef Aubergine must have been in the Michelin starred cafeteria. That will also tell us that Chef Aubergine must have had the bottle of Cabernet toilet wine, so we can mark those off as well. Mayor Honey had a lawyer, and this should be the rest of our solve here. Yep. Okay, with this, we know that Bishop Azure must have had the diamond-encrusted skeleton key. It's the only option left for this row here, which tells us that the amazing Aurelian had the pair of literal golden handcuffs and was our murderer today. So let's go ahead and put that in. We've got the amazing Aurelian with a pair of literal golden handcuffs in... where were they? In the guard tower. Okay, perfect. All right, let me go ahead and flip these over. But before we finalize our accusation, I'm just going to take a moment and fill out the rest of my grid, make sure everything's looking correct. Okay, there's our grid all filled out. Everything's looking good. So we have the amazing Aurelian with a pair of literal golden handcuffs in the guard tower. Let's see if we were right. All right, we were right. Thanks so much for playing along with me today. I hope this was a helpful walkthrough, and we'll see you tomorrow.